Hi folks, TheFilipinaPea here. And a lot of you have commented that only impoverished women will date foreigners who come to the Philippines. But is that true? What about those of you who are looking for a woman from the upper class? A professional woman from a good family? Do you stand a chance of dating one? Or do they prefer to stay within their own ethnicity once they've achieved a level of success? Well, let's ask one and settle this once and for all. Well, most of you guys know Miss Glenda, and we have a lovely new guest, Miss Angel. So, Angel, welcome to the TheFilipinaPea show.
Thank you, Miss P. It's a pleasure to be here and be in your show. I'm Angel, and I'm a local from Dumaguete.
Well, I've been asked this question by my viewers many times. So, they're asking, hey, P, would an upper-class Filipina, quality Filipina, would date a foreigner? Because we do have caste system here in the Philippines, right? We can't hide that. So, Miss Glenda, define upper class.
Oh my God, for me, you know what, if we have to take the real definition of upper class, it means, well, the wealthy families in the Philippines would belong to that category of being upper class.
So, Miss Angel, you said you are a local of Dumaguete.
Yes.
So, what is the background of your family? What do you guys do?
Well, my family has been pioneers here in Dumaguete. We are into real estate. My grandparents opened the very first subdivision in this part of the island.
Wow.
The first memorial park, the first crematory. We are also into the international school. So I work for the family corporation. Like each one of us siblings have a role for each work, and I've noticed since the past until now, we do have a lot of new settlers, which gives Dumaguete a lot of hustle and bustle. But it's all good because we also have to give way to modernization. Now, I grew up. Just for example, I would be standing by Silliman University, and you can literally and actually hear the clip-clopping of the Kalesa. Yes,
oh,
even all the way at the far end of the boulevard.
Years ago.
As a kid.
Do they still have kalesas?
Yes, they do.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Late in the evening.
Yes, yeah, at the boulevard.
Were you okay with lots of foreigners moving in here?
In Dumaguete, I think that would be yes and no answer for me. I'm okay with foreigners living here, but can I be a little bit opinionated?
Sure.
Okay.
Please do.
Yes. A lot of expats coming to Dumaguete have this grandiose idea of what Dumaguete would be like. Okay, they live most of their lives working hard, and usually the first person that they meet and encounter is the person that they settle with. Okay. But I think a lot of them are already broken from abroad, and they come to the Philippines and they bring in their
baggage,
manners or baggage.
Yeah, there are some
but
like
not
that.
all. Yes.
Yeah, not all.
And a lot of Filipinas tend to go with foreigners because they are in a better financial situation.
Right.
Yes. Well, that's true, but not exactly true at all. They have to meet someone who are like soulmates, someone they're compatible with.
Let me ask Miss Glenda. Well, I've heard this a million times. You know what? In the West, a lot of successful women say that they don't need a man because they're earning their own money.
Okay.
So, do you feel that way? Because obviously, you earn your own money. Do you feel that way? Do you need a man? Or do you want a man?
You know, there are many reasons for needing a man. Most women who look for a femme are obviously looking for financiers. I'm sorry to say that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not only all about money. You know, someone say, I don't need a man, maybe financially speaking, for women who make their own money. But there are many reasons for having a man.
How about you, Miss Angel? I'd say you're a very professional person and successful woman. Would you say that you need a man?
Well, we all need someone at the end of the day to talk with and share the what transpired in that day, I can't say that I'm saying no to that, because once it's there, I'll cross the bridge if I meet it.
Okay. Well, how important is companionship?
That's very, very important.
Yeah.
Companionship and your camaraderie, your how you deal with each other, the best moments, the worst.
Right.
Yes, that's where companionship boils in. It all boils down to not expecting too much.
Exactly.
And conforming to different moods and swing. Nobody's perfect.
There's a perception among some foreigners that only poor Filipinas would date them. So knowing that you have other friends who are professional, successful in their own way, do you think they would date someone outside their race? Like, do you think some of your friends would date a foreigner?
Of course, I definitely agree to that. Depends. When a foreigner, let's say, is on the artsy side, he meets someone who, let's say, in an exhibit, meets someone who is also in the same, at par with his category, then they get compatible, they start dating. It doesn't matter. Your impression of the person that you meet does not depend on her background, her financial background, or where she came from. When you are compatible with certain topics or certain, there's a good rapport between you both, then the relationship would thrive.
So it doesn't matter
doesn't matter
what race they are from, nationality, no, it doesn't matter, as long as they click.
Exactly. And you know why a lot of expats end up with some women, and I don't want to discriminate, but some women who are not educated and maybe come from the slum areas and this and that. There's nothing wrong with that. But first of all, those foreigners, before they go to the Philippines, they already target certain places. They want to go to areas, to resorts where there's a lot of women parading in bathing suits or barely like naked women.
Right.
That's the place that they already have in mind before they go to the Philippines. So naturally, they meet this kind of women and a relationship starts. And the women, of course, would latch on like a leech and would not let go of them, even
they
if
try
they
to lock down right away.
Because this is my ATM.
Yeah, I have an ATM that sometimes
exactly. It's so sad. It's sad because it gives us, the Philippines, a not so good...
a bad name.
Image.
Yeah.
I have a close friend, very close. She is a diplomat. She was a former consul in the U.S. She's now the minister in Paris. She is a Filipina. Reminds me of you, like the being petite. Yes, yes. She is married to a foreigner.
Okay.
Yes. So it doesn't mean, and for somebody of that caliber, and marrying a foreigner doesn't, it greatly contradicts the old cliche that lowly Filipino women would only marry expats. No, that's not. Yeah, that's not true. So she is a classic example.
Well, there's this perception, ladies, that most Filipinas who are married to a foreigner will still cheat with a Filipino guy. Is that true? Like most Filipinos who are married or in a relationship with a foreigner, do they still have like a boy toy Filipino on the side?
I think that's happening.
It's happening?
Yeah, that's
of all
true.
races, I guess.
Because even before they probably met the foreigner, they probably already had relationships with the husband or boyfriend is out of the country, and their only means of communication is through this
It's
messenger.
like a comfort zone for them to cheat with another Filipino man.
But that's kind of
It's very tasteless, very unethical, and it's not good. I don't agree with it. Yes, because for me, whether you're local or you have to respect. Yeah, the color of your skin. You should not be tagged because of the color of your skin. Everyone deserves respect, whether you're yellow, black, or white.
So I think these men should do intensive, research before actually committing.
Exactly. They have to vet the woman they're dealing with, or someone they're marrying, because we can't avoid the fact that there are some low-class people.
A woman could easily lie about this and that. So
spending time together also.
Exactly, time, because time is something most of the people,
how can it happen when the other person is in another country? So all you rely on the what you call that video chat. video.
That's the thing that I don't understand. I tried my best to explain to my viewers that whenever you're dealing with someone online, don't expect them to
Yeah.
be that honest. Because especially if you're not talking, you know, face to face, for them it's not
They will
like
say anything.
They would say anything. They would lie. Do you think it's, you know, it's true that Filipinos are secretly more attracted to Filipinos, even though they're already in a relationship with a foreigner?
It's hard, you know,
Yeah.
to be attracted to someone when you're already
Ready
in a
in a
relationship,
relationship.
whether with a foreigner or with a Filipino. It's, you know, you only have one heart. I
no.
still would go for feelings. You know, you just can't sleep with anyone without feelings, without liking, loving that person.
Well, have you dated a foreigner?
I wonder if you would call that a date.
Okay.
You know, he was like a gym member. And then all of a sudden he said, "Can I buy you a drink?" Oh, sure. I just came from the gym sweating. I was
Do I know
I wasn't
this guy?
thinking of anything romantic.
Okay,
But
well-
when you say when he arrived, wow, he looked like he had a date. He was like all dressed up and all that. He attempted to like a little hug.
Okay.
But that's a foreign culture. And I'm Filipina. So I said, "No." And then later on, I noticed that like he was showing a little bit of interest, probably. But they better be careful with, you know, approaching Filipinas. You don't directly hug them or kiss them. The
Yeah.
cultures are different.
So, Miss Glenda, would you date someone who's younger than you?
That's a very hard question because society, you know, does not allow that. But you know, if I have to be honest, I can easily jive, I can easily relate with younger people. So when you say date younger men,
Yeah.
I would perfectly be fine with that. You know, people who will look at you dating a younger guy would start maritesing. You know, the marites culture and marites society in the Philippines.
Yeah, the chismis.
The chismis, that's the uneducated. An older woman with a younger guy. That's
I
supposed to
know.
be a no-no.
Yeah, it is like a big taboo thing here. If you're dating someone who's younger than you, especially if you're a woman. But if you're a man, then that's like, okay, that's a normal thing to do. All right, so my next question, you guys should be brutally honest, okay? What would it take for Miss Glenda and Miss Angel to be attracted to a foreigner? Looks, wealth, social status?
I would say, to put it simply, someone who gives a twinkle to my eye and a smile on my lips every day, like someone who makes me happy and smile, that's all.
Aw, very easy. That's a very easy qualification. See, you don't have to be the most handsome guy or the most wealthy guy. You just have to make Miss Angel smile every day. That's the #1 qualification. So, how about you, Miss Glenn?
For me, actually, it's very hard for me to fall.
Ooh,
For anyone, it would take time.
it would take time.
So my #1, if ever I like someone on first meeting, he has to be like physically fit. That's #1. However, if it's something serious, I would like to know him deeply. I need to have
How
like
deep?
conversations.
Okay.
Deeply. Conversations, like maybe a week of conversations. I have to really like him. That's what we're looking for, that the conversation will not stop. Like,
Right.
oh, what time is it? We were talking at 3 o'clock. It's now 10 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Something like that ba?
Okay.
Oh, so we're
Someone
looking
with
for
substance,
that.
no?
We're
Substance.
looking for that.
Okay.
Oo.
But I think it's also okay, like when you have moments of just being together, spending time together. You don't have to talk, you know, like sometimes there are moments like that. Yeah, but and that's pretty much okay, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Hypothetically, would you date someone who's 60 years old in a meager pension, you know, just as, you know, Social Security? He's from the US, but he's really kind. He's very funny and very cute. Does he stand a chance?
Of course.
Of course.
Because my #1 criteria for me is kindness.
Aw.
He has to be kind. Aww. And so because he's kind, he would accept my pets. I have 4 pet dogs. And #2, he has his little income.
Yeah. So
that
it
can buy
doesn't
us
really
a little
matter.
house.
Right.
That can house my 4 little dogs. That would be ideal. And then he will understand my being me. Because I'm into gym, I'm into Zumba, I sing at we sing,
Yeah.
and then I have my this and that. He can understand all of those. Then let's go.
Right. Send your applications to Miss Glenda.
Okay.
How about you, Miss Angel? With the circle of friends you have, upper class Filipinas, do you think they would accept someone who's 60 years old with Social Security, let's say $1,200 a month, but he's really caring, polite, and very cute? Does he stand a chance?
I have a lot of friends and acquaintances who would be willing to meet anybody.
Imagine being in the States, even in California, $1,200. Maybe you'll be living in a you'd be in a trailer park. I mean, you'd be lucky if you can afford that because it's so expensive. But here in the Philippines, you can have like a decent life,
Bungalow,
like a little, a little house in the prairie, like something like that.
Yeah.
Last remarks, Miss Glenda. What can you say to those viewers who are thinking of maybe, giving the Philippines a try?
I would encourage you to come to, but they're saying that Dumaguete is already like
Saturated,
crowded with
foreigners.
But I still encourage them to come because north and south there's still spaces there. Okay.
What about your thoughts on people who are looking for love and looking to meet older women? Do you think it's still possible love with older women here?
It's still possible if you go to the right places. So don't look for love in bars, number one. Introduce yourself to you go to Zumba groups.
Yeah.
There are a lot of women there that are available, older women that are available.
Zumba groups, okay. What about Miss Angel? What about those guys out there thinking of, having a second chance of love in the Philippines, but they don't want to look for younger women. So I know it's still possible to look for older and wiser, mature women here. So where would you advise them to go?
I think it depends, totally depends on where they want to go, what are their hobbies, if they like to go to the beach, it doesn't necessarily mean that they go to a bar, but if there's somebody who's a decent woman and she's working as a waitress, that's also okay.
Or a cook.
Yeah, or a cook, or the maitre d', or whoever, right?
Yeah.
Or a server. That's fine. But speaking in general, okay, as a foreign national going to the Philippines, do not have this grandiose idea of what the Filipinas are. We are not the same, okay? What's important is before you commit yourself to one person or a certain group, you have to know the country very well. You do a lot of traveling, you meet a lot of people in all shapes and sizes, people from all walks of life, different sentiments of each personality. That's when you will have an intimate relationship with the Filipinas, okay? Because most usually a foreigner is always in a rush to be with someone right away. Just enjoy our beautiful country. You don't have to be in a relationship. That will always come later on. Yeah. Don't be in a ruch. Just enjoy, make it happen naturally.
Well, ladies, I really enjoyed spending time with you both. Guys, you know the drill. If you have any further questions, comments, and anything to add, you have to leave them in the comment section. And as always, I'll be back in 3 more days with something unusual that you don't want to miss. So that's it for today. This is the TheFilipinaPea signing off. Bye!
Bye.
If you think about it, I'm kind of like your pilot, helping you keep your nose up and out of trouble here in the Philippines. The main thrust of my videos is to keep you entertained and informed about the culture here, so you'll have a soft landing when you arrive. Now please exit my cockpit and return to your seats. Hit the thumbs up button on this video, subscribe to my channel, and enjoy some of my other videos while you relax. Once we reach an altitude of 1 mile, all you club members will have full use of the lavatories.